Hey guys, what's up? So I'm going to be talking about mean absolute deviation or MAD. And so what this is the idea of you have a set of numbers and all of them are within a certain range or distance from the mean. If you've ever looked at, let's say, the news and they're doing polling or something like that, and they say like, I don't know, 57% of people agree with this with an error of margin of error of plus or minus, like let's say 3.1%. This is kind of like our absolute deviation. So it's something similar to that. That's the overly simplified version of it. So in other words, it's kind of like it's basically 57, but it could be somewhere between like if I just did it as 3, it would be 54% to 60%. All right. So it would be within that range, which obviously it would be 53.9 or 60.1. But anyway, so this is just kind of like a basic idea, oversimplified, but it's kind of like just the range of how much you can deviate, how much you can change. Because these words, mean is the average. Okay, good way to remember that is like if you asked your mom like, hey, do you think I'm good looking? And she says, you're average. And then you're like, oh, that's kind of mean. And anyway, that's one way we can remember that mean means average. All right, absolute values. You'll learn this later when you learn about positive and negative numbers. Okay, it kind of means distance from 0. And then deviation means like how much it can change. So let's take my set of numbers, okay? I got 5 numbers here, which are 10, 8, 10, 6, 6. Okay, so what we're going to first do is we're going to find the mean, the average. Okay, so we add these together, and I can go 10 plus 10 is 20, plus 8 is 28, plus 6 is 34, plus 6 is 40. And so what we're going to get is I have a total sum of 40, which we then divide by the number of numbers, or n, and we divide by 5, okay, because there's 5 of these. Okay, and how many times does 5 go into 40? Well, it goes in 8 times. All right, so I have a mean of 8, but what I'm trying to figure out now is that if my mean is 8, how far away are all of these numbers from the mean? So I said my mean was 8, okay, I'm gonna hold on to that. Now, how far away is 10 from 8? Well, it's 2 away. How far is 8 from 8? It's none away. How far is 10 away? It's 2. How far is 6 away from 8? 2. How far is 6 away from 8? 2. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these numbers together, okay? Sometimes you can mark these with like, hey, this number is, I had to go up 2, I had to go up 2, I had to go down 2, I had to go down 2. That's another way that you could show that with these up and down arrows. But anyway, we're looking at 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, which gives us 2, 4, 6, 8. All right, so I now have 8, which is just a happy coincidence that kind of matches the mean. So don't focus on that too much. But then what I can do is I divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so I'm finding the mean of the differences. All right, and say, hey, how many times does 5 go into 8? Well, it goes in 1 time, subtract, get 3. My bad. And then I put in the decimal. And when you put in your decimal, don't forget to put it up top. Drop down the 0. Say, hey, how many times does 5 go into 30? Well, it goes in 6 times. Subtract that out, and I get a 0. So what I get is I get a mean absolute deviation of 1.6. So 1.6 would be my mean absolute deviation, which means that from the mean, the 8, most of the numbers would fall in between 1.6 above and 1.6 below. That's kind of like the basic idea. Anyway, that's the 4-minute and 10-second version. Have a great day. Peace.